I'm sure some of the more eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that the channel's now got a new name, which is what this video is about. I am now called Roots of England. So welcome. Welcome to everybody from me. And there he is, Diamond. Taking up most of the space on this chair. Sleeping dog. So, Roots of England. So just wanted to, it's been about a month since I posted. Very quick video to tell you about this change, why I've got the rebrand, why I've renamed my channel. So as many of you will know, I started out on YouTube in July 2020 as The Imperfect Individual, and I also wrote a book by the same name. And my main reason for doing that, the main driver, was I felt called to do so because of the catastrophic changes that I was seeing that were happening in front of my very eyes, you know. So I talked a lot about the global tyranny, the propaganda attack, the decline in, you know, societal standards, you know, talked a lot about mass media, psychology, ideas, ideology, etc. You know, and broadly, I enjoyed it. And I basically tried to outline what I perceived as the problems, as well as try to impart some solutions for people. And I think I did over 400 videos. But the last few years for me has been absolutely extreme in terms of the toll it's taken on me. Physically, I've had a number of operations, but emotionally and psychologically as well. And the time's now come for me to go strike out in a different direction and to do something that I'm equally as passionate about. But I think that's going to energize me, and that's going to give me a new purpose and fresh purpose. And more to the point, I feel that I can help a lot of people. At least I hope I can as well. So the channel is now called Roots of England. And as you've guessed, as you can probably guess, the main topic of the content I'm going to do is going to be about England. Now, specifically, it's going to be about English culture and customs, traditions and heritage. I'm going to be focusing mainly on rural England. And I'm going to frame my content through the lenses of beauty, meaning, belonging and connection, because they are 4 values to which I really do aspire and that I feel are somewhat lacking broadly in society, but do exist and are there to be celebrated and protected and defended in the more rural parts of England, which is, you know, something that I've always loved. The quiet charms of England, and I've always felt more at home in the country than in the city. I live right on the edge of the countryside. I've always been inspired and beguiled by the absolutely spectacular and beautiful and soft scenery, countryside, well-kept villages, chocolate box cottages, old churches, you know, ancient taverns and inns, patchwork fields, you know, winding country roads, farms dotted on the landscape, you know, and the hills and valleys and England's green and pleasant land. And I want to talk more about that way of life that's holding strong but is under massive threat and needs to be protected. And the best way to do that is to celebrate it, you know, by showcasing it. So on that note, that's what my channel is now going to focus on going forward. Roots of England, and I think it's got a powerful name as well, you know, and I'll tell you a bit more about why I've called it that in later videos. But I would also ask you to, if you don't mind, if you click on the link in the description, I've got a separate online community that I've set up. It's called Roots of England, and the platform is Skool, Skool, and essentially it's an online community for people who have similar values to me and think very, you know, similarly about their country, and have that love and that want and that need to kind of protect it, celebrate it, and showcase it, as I say. So, you know, in that on that platform, I've got 10 or 11 separate categories. You know, there's one on nature and countryside, you know, history and heritage, you know, pubs and churches, and on it goes, family and community, and on it goes. I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot of content that I've already got, particularly photos and some videos. and lots of ideas for content that, as I say, I'm really hoping that people will resonate with, and that they can find a home, a sanctuary, a place where they belong. You know, I've kind of had it now with the endless, you know, the endless chatter and, you know, the continual focus on the same things, the same topics. And I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of I mean, I'm just speaking personally, really, a bit more of an emphasis on what is good. I'm kind of sick to death with all and sundry kind of slagging off and talking negatively about England, which is a beautiful, great country. Yes, of course, our media, our politicians, it's the establishment, it's rotten to the core. The organisations are rotten to the core. The society at large is rotten to the core. But that's not what this is going to be about. This is going to be about those little oases of, you know, as I say, the beautiful aspects of the country that I want to talk about and focus on, you know, that are so important to me and that hold really dear to my heart. So I hope this all makes sense. I'm going to keep it quite short, so I'm going to leave it there. Just a quick note to anybody as well. I've got a lot of subs, well, not a lot of subs, so I've got some subscribers here in Ireland. I think some in America as well. I'm going to do a separate video for anybody who's not English themselves, because one thing I do want to say is that you'll identify a lot with what I'm saying anyway, I'm sure, and please stay, you know, please do. I value absolutely every one of my subscribers. Some of you have been with me since the very start, and I will still be doing content that kind of fits into that broader lens of, you know, I'm trying to act now as a counterpoint, or provide content that's a counterpoint to the, you know, insidious nature of the propaganda attack and the decline of our civilization and our society. So I'm still going to be talking a little bit around the kind of like that psychological side of it, and the social side, societal side of it, and I'll still talk a little bit about those ideas and those ideologies, etc., as a bit of a, you know, as a bit of a framework and a lens to focus my content through. So everybody, please do stay. If what I'm saying sounds good to you, please do stay. I hope you'll enjoy it. I've got lots and lots of ideas, and it's something that I'm doing for me and for you and for anybody who is on the same page, who's in tune and with what I'm saying, you know? So I hope that explains where I'm at. Click the link in the description. It is free to join for the time being. There will at some point in the future be some kind of monthly subscription, because I'm also looking to the future as well, and hoping that I can create something of massive value that's also going to help me to kind of get out there. I'm not really in the rat race. I work from home, and I'm very, very lucky with what I do. But looking to the future and trying to find a way of, you know, a new income stream as well. But for the time being, it's free. So please do join and, you know, get involved. It'll make sense if you don't know about the school community and how it works. It'll make sense once you set your account up and join for free. So, and then I'll talk a bit later about what direction it's going to go from there. But you'll see new pieces of content going on all the time in the next few days. Right, I hope everyone's good. I hope you're enjoying the background here. That's my mum's Christmas tree. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So, all right, I hope you've had a good weekend, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Thanks again.